doing?
Hey guys, it's Dixie Grace, and y'all are probably like, who even is that? Well, I'm back from the hiatus that y'all probably didn't even know I was taking. I didn't even know I was taking, but I'm back, and I'm getting back into YouTube. I have been so busy. Like, you guys don't even understand. I have literally a whole paper of things so I can like catch all up on like what's been happening, and I've got a couple of pictures, so it's gonna be kind of like a slideshow I'm back video. But I have been so incredibly busy. It's my senior year, as most of you probably know, but it is getting into that kind of slower season. More stuff is happening where it's like, you know, more time is being taken, so I'm going to try to get back into YouTube. I don't know about like short content because I don't find as much joy in short content as much as I do in like long form videos, but we're gonna figure it out together. But going straight into this, because it is a very long list and I want to have time to talk about it all because it's all been so exciting, because senior year has been
talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
Year ever. So literally it's been so crazy, but it's been great. It's also been wonderful. So as most of you guys know, if y'all keep up with my videos, my last video was decorating my senior pants for senior week, which was actually not until October, and when I did that it was August, September timeframe, so right before school started back. So I did them way early actually, but I do love the way they turned out. They were super cute for senior week. I loved them so much. So I made that video, and then I was immediately kind of already on the hill of like a burnout, because too, and not only a burnout, but a lot of it too is I don't want to film like in front of a lot of the people I go to school with, because I know that they don't want to be on YouTube like that, and just for privacy reasons. So I don't typically film like school events, and I know it's kind of more difficult, but I'm making it work as we go. Starting back to school, I had senior sunrise, which y'all saw a video for. So that was kind of the first thing that like launched me into school. So I did senior sunrise. There was literally no sun, which I'm sure y'all saw in the video. And then when I had my first day back to school, which I was originally going to film, but my state is also this is another reason why I don't film as much anymore, because my state is like, it's got a law that says you can't have your phones in school. They have to be powered off during instruction time, so I'm not allowed to have my phone. So it makes it really hard to film things whenever I can't have my phone, because my phone is my main source of like filming. So that makes things a little bit more difficult too, and that's why I didn't film like a first day back to school video. And I was just gonna do like a week, that way I had more content, but things just got so busy and hectic and it was just a lot. But the first day back was really great. I have, let's see, 3 classes that I go to like an every other day basis, and then I have 4 classes that I go to in between. And then I did have a 5th class, but I already finished that one for this semester because it was an online class, so it was at your own pace, so I finished it relatively quick. And then the other class is an AP computer science, and I only go to that one every other day. So I have a great schedule, and it definitely leaves me with a lot of time, but it's a lot of time that I fill with other things. But I definitely enjoyed my first day back. It was refreshing to get back in things and have a routine and everything, which is what I definitely miss whenever I am in school, is having a routine. And then after the first day back to school, that like Saturday, we did the painting of the parking spot. So I got to paint my parking spot. It's Tangled themed. Like, it's literally my favorite. There's Pascal behind me. So I did the sun, and it was purple, and it was like, go live your dream. And I just thought it was so cute. It was adorable. I loved my parking spot. It was so hot out there. Like, I don't think y'all understood, because in the video I just kind of did like a it was just kind of a slideshow and like tiny clips, but y'all cannot tell how hot and dead I was out there. Like, it was so horrible, and they did it during like the heat of the day. You couldn't come past a certain time. Like, it was awful. But I had fun, and it looks really, still looks really great, and I love it because my car like literally looks like Pascal sitting on top of it. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, it's so cute. And then like the second week into school, I got sick that like Thursday into the weekend, and I was just miserable, and I powered through, and I went Thursday and Friday because my school also has a weird thing about absences, and they penalize you for it. So I powered through and went, and that was awful. Awful way to start the school year is already by being sick. And then one of my summer senior videos, little diary, was of me getting my senior portraits made, which is so special because those are the ones that are going in the yearbook, so I don't have to take yearbook photos, which has already just passed for 9th through 11th. So I got those back, and I thought they turned out super cute. I kind of wish I would have curled my hair, but I still think they look super good, so I can't be too upset. And then as far as just like school in general, it has been, like I said, very, 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 very busy. Things that have been keeping me busy are definitely Key Club and FBLA. Those are the two like extracurricular clubs that I'm in. And then I'm in bowling, which has just started, and that's keeping me busy now. But as far as Key Club goes, it's a part of Kiwanis, it's pretty much just a community service club. And so like we plan things and we fundraise and things of that sort. So like we had our first meeting.
And my role is vice president, and I'm also the social media like reporter person. So I definitely do a lot of the like networking and advertisements and, you know, getting people involved and everything. So we had our first meeting, and that was early on into the school year, around in August, late August. And then in September, we ended up doing veterans cards for the VA home around here. And then we did, my city hosts like a fall festival. So we participated in the actual Kiwanis organization of where I'm from. They had a booth where they do their peanut fundraiser. So we helped work shifts and helped sell peanuts. And then another local organization reached out to us and wanted our help with their fall festival. We did the public safety night where all of the police department, fire department, and all the safety people come out and they meet in the parking lot, and it's just another little fall festival, get to know us. We did Treats for the Jackets, which is like a trunk or treat for Halloween, of course, and then we sold Boo Grams, which was a lot of fun. So that was definitely very interesting. And then right now my event, because we have 4 officers, and each officer kind of gets an event they get to plan. So right now my event is working on a Christmas festival with the elementary school kids around here. So that's definitely interesting, and we're about to be selling candy canes for Candy Cane fundraiser. So we're definitely working for that.
And then FBLA, if you thought Key Club sounded like a lot, FBLA keeps me very, very busy. So I'm FBLA president, which I campaigned for, and I'll show you the video. We'll insert it here.
This is an officer interview. Please state your name and the charges that are being pressed against you. Everything will be on record.
Okay. My name is Dixie Clark, and the only charges I'm guilty with is being the best FBLA presidential candidate. I just want to see FBLA grow, and that's all there is to it.
Alright, so you're guilty. Anything else?
Yeah. The last thing I have for the record is vote me, Dixie Clark, for FBLA president. So that was my campaign video. I won. So I'm FBLA president. I've been in FBLA for 2 years. FBLA is Future Business Leaders of America. And so it goes along with my business classes, because out of the 3 classes that I go to, it's 2 business classes, hospitality management and event planning, which definitely teaches you a lot of like leadership skills and social skills and like all the skills that you need. They're lifestyle classes, and they are super helpful. But FBLA has been keeping me busy.
This past week I was not at school but 2 days, and two of the days I was out, it was because of FBLA field trips, because while learning is important in the classroom, it's also important outside of the classroom. So I campaigned for president, I got president, and then we do one meeting for all the FBLA members, we do one meeting a month, and then us FBLA officers, we meet prior to that meeting to plan everything out and get everything, organized. And then we have that meeting with everybody to tell them what's going on in our organization, because it is student-led. And then past that, we just have a lot of events and things going on since we are in like the event planning class, and it's business classes, and it's FBA and the Business Leaders of America, so it's all kind of blurred together. So the first field trip we went and helped Union Way, which is a organization that it's a charitable organization, and they just celebrated their 70th anniversary. So we went, and we're pretty much caterers or like servers at that, because they were having like a little dinner. And then we went to our local mall and talked to some of the mall. We talked to the mall like manager, and then we talked to some of the business leaders in the mall, and then we had the Union Way food packaging. So at one of our local universities, Union Way was hosting a food drive where we would package. So my table, we packaged mac and cheese, and so we'd put, there's a station to put noodles in the bag, and then the starch, and then somebody would heat seal it, and then we put it in a box, and it got shipped, and we made collectively 50,000 meals that day. So that was definitely a lot of fun. Along with, because I said, FBLA has an officer team. So I'm a part of the main officer team, and then we have a leadership team underneath us. So that's made up of class representatives and committee heads. And so all of us, we got to go to Shaco Springs, and we did a ropes course, which we did not know we were doing. We just thought it was a couple games of Simon Says and getting to know each other. But we actually were put like 10 feet in the air to go and do this little ropes course, and it was definitely a lot. But it was so much fun. I got rained on, so I was freezing all day. It was great. And then we did a joint leadership conference at the school, because over fall break, that's whenever the actual leadership conference was. We didn't attend in person, but we watched the virtual one with all the other career tech classes. So like the health classes, the education, the business, skills classes. So all of those, we all got to kind of see what everyone else was doing. And then we also did Treats for the Jacket. FBLA did. We had a table. And then I just went on a tour of our local college, and we checked out their business facilities and what they have to offer that's similar to business-related things. And then we went to the Christmas market, which is this like 1,000 vendor thing, and they have all these people come and sell things, and it was interesting to see, kind of like look at it from the business side of things of, oh, this is how much it takes to plan, this is what we have to do, all this stuff. And so it was definitely interesting to see all of that.
But all of that has just been happening, since August to now. It's the first week of November, the first weekend. So to take it back a little bit, we're going back to October, homecoming. So homecoming was also a lot of fun. We had dress up days, which I proudly participated in. I love a dress up day. So the first day was Dad on vacation, the second day was lifeguard, the third day was sea creature, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm the Little Mermaid. I wore a purple shirt and then just green pants, and then I had a little crab to be my Sebastian, because I couldn't find, or sorry, what is his name? Oh yeah, it is Sebastian, because I couldn't find a flounder. And then it was just a school spirit day. And then, so my high school doesn't put on a dance, but at one of the local churches, some of my it was a senior homecoming dance. So some of the senior parents who go to this local church, they put on a homecoming dance. So I actually went to that, and it was a lot of fun. So this is where drama starts, which is so fun. I was gonna go with this boy. Let's call him David. I was gonna go with this boy named David. And then, I don't know, me and David, we went on a date. And it was okay. It was fun. I had fun. We went and got snow cones, which is super fun. And then David just did not act interested in me, at all. He acted like he could seriously care less. Whenever he would tell me, he'd be like, oh, hey, I really want to see you, we need to go out, let's go out. And then whenever he would see me in person, he just acted like he could literally care less. So I told him, and I was like, hey, this isn't working for me. I was like, I don't think, you need to come pick me up for homecoming. I will see you there, but I don't think we should go together anymore. And he was like, oh, then I'm not going. He's like, I'm actually just not going. So he just didn't even go, which is great. Fine, whatever. And then, so I spent most of the night just with some of my friends. I danced a little. My feet were dying, and I only wore my shoes for maybe 30 minutes before I put on socks, and I still had blisters. But I love my dress so much because the theme of the dance was La La Land. So the blue, and it was pretty. I loved it. And then after I went to Waffle House with two of my friends, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. And well, one of my friends, she was there, and then let's see, what do we want to name him? We'll name him Carl. Carl was one of my friends. He's a boy. He was there, and this kind of starts the arc of our relationship. I got his number, and we started texting and called a little bit, and every once in a while, and then for coffee, no, hold on, I'm getting this mixed up. Me and Carl went from Waffle House, and then we went to the mall, and then we went antique shopping. The next day, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. And then we went on a coffee date. I had my first kiss, and then from there we went, we saw each other at school, but we're trying to figure out where else to go. And then we went to the museum, and then things just kind of fell apart after that, and then we broke up. So I've also had, in this crazy time that I've been off of YouTube, I've also had my first heartbreak, which is so much fun. But it's okay. It's okay. We're still good friends. Everything was mutual. So no harm, no foul. After homecoming, bowling started. Crazy switch up, I know. But after homecoming, bowling started, which is a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it, because I'm not the most athletic person, and I know that bowling is like a sport, but to me it's not like something crazy, and it's really fun because I have all of my friends on the team, and we go to away games and the bus ride, and it's all just a really good time. So I'm doing bowling. There's pretty much a game like Monday through Thursday. We had a couple of practices, and then we had maybe 5 practices, and then it's just bowling, Monday through Thursday. So we go bowl at away games, where we come here and we bowl at home. We not like at the school. There's a bowling alley that hosts us and stuff around here. That would be crazy if we had a bowling alley though, which I wouldn't put it past my school. We probably will, eventually. And so yeah, that's really there's all of that. And then because it's also football season, it's fall, there was a AP Honors football game. Because I've taken enough AP classes, I qualify for College Board's AP Honors certificate. So I got to go to that football game, and I got to receive recognition for AP Honors, and then being an AP Capstone diploma candidate, I have to pass one more AP exam in order to get the actual certificate. So this summer we'll see if I qualified for the actual certificate, which, if you don't know what the capstone diploma is, it is if you have passed and been accredited AP research and AP seminar things, and then you have to pass at least 4 other AP exams. And then, speaking of AP, I also applied for college. It's not Yale. This is a Gilmore Girls reference from an event I had today. But I did apply for college, and I got in, which honestly, as disappointing as this sounds, the college that I applied to, they let anybody in. It's pretty much not a am I gonna get in, it's more of like I'm gonna get in. It's a safe school for around here, but I am definitely using that as an opportunity to shape my future, and it's going to be very helpful because I get to stay at home and get pocket money, because I'm not going to have to pay rent or anything, and the school does have a lot to offer for me, so it's going to be really good. And I do know a lot of people who are going, so it's not like I'm going somewhere and I'm not going to know anybody. So that's great. But I did get in, so yay, I've got my college. And then after that football game, a weekish later, we had fall break, and we did some, we went out and around just the local area. And then one of the days we went to DeSoto Falls and a couple of other waterfalls, and oh my gosh, they were so pretty with the fall, and the weather was so nice, and it was just absolutely stunning, and I had a great time. And then after fall break, leading into Halloween and everything, we had me and my cousin, we went to the Territorium. I tried forever to get her to go to the Territorium with me, just to go to a haunted house, because I had never been to one and I'd really wanted to, because I love Halloween, I love fall, I love all the things. So I got her to go with me, and it was so much fun. It was so really funny story. We went and we were standing in line to get our tickets, which was $50. Why are haunted houses so expensive? First off, that was crazy. It was $25 per person, and like, hello, what? That was insane. But we saw this kid. He was dressed up in a Terrifier, like Art the Clown, and she was like, oh, like, he's so cute, like, oh my gosh, like, that's adorable. And I'm like, because she got scared of one of the scare actors who was coming and like messing with the line, and I was like, how are you gonna go and say that's so cute but like be scared of everything else? And she's like, well, he's little, he's small, like I could look down and be like, oh, he's so cute, it's a kid. And so she'd been going on and on about the chainsaws, like she's terrified of them, she didn't want to be chased by a chainsaw person, like that's not what she wanted at all. So we made it through this whole haunted house, we get past the chainsaw people, she survives, and I saw the little boy. He was out in like the hallway area because it was outside, so it was a little bit, well, it was lit, because in the haunted house, like, it was really dark. Like, I ran into a wall because it was so dark and like super narrow, so like it was only about the expand of your elbows to like go through it. And so I saw him run back into the room, and so she's holding onto my hand, and we get in the room, and there's a little bit of a wait to go into like the next area because there's people in front of us as well. And the kid stands up from the chair he had sat in, and she jumps 3 feet in the air, and it was the funniest thing ever. And it was so funny because the one thing she said she wasn't going to be scared of, she jumps 3 feet in the air and she was fine the rest of the time. But after that, after fall break was over and everything, it was senior week, which was that last week of October during Halloween, so that was kind of a lot. Excuse me. But senior week was so fun. I'd been looking forward to senior week pretty much since I became a senior. So we had our like dress up days, which obviously I participated in. We had the little you, so you had to dress as little you, and some people just dressed as a kid, but I wanted to dress as a photo, so I used the photo and then recreated it. And then you were a broke college kid, which, oh my goodness, so I had a can that says like broke college kid and stuff, and obviously I really didn't expect to get anything, but I made $2.32 in change and one cash dollar carrying around this can as people were donating. And then it was Senior Spirit that Wednesday, and then we had Senior Citizen, which was so much fun. I'd ordered that wig so far in advance, and it was so much fun. I really want a perm now, honestly. And then we had College Decision Day, which was Halloween. Which, crazy thing about Senior Spirit and Senior Citizen. So I'm on, another thing that's keeping me busy is I'm on my school's writing team. And so the college that I keep talking about, the college I got accepted to, this college hosts a writer's bowl, and you get to go and you get to compete. You write a narrative and then a poetry, and it's usually about some kind of spooky, eerie topic since it is around Halloween every year. I went last year, and so I went again this year. And I was a captain of my team, and then we went, and it was supposed to be on Thursday, which was the Senior Citizen. Well, so Senior Citizen was supposed to be on Wednesday whenever we went to Writer's Bowl. And, you know, we were all going to dress up as senior citizens and go, and it was going to be fine. And I got everybody like, yeah, we'll dress up with you. And then the senior pep rally was that Thursday. Well, because of cross country and how much my school loves sports, they decided to move the senior pep rally to Wednesday. So they switched Senior Citizen and Senior Spirit. And so that Wednesday, when we were supposed to go to Writer's Bowl and not be at school, it was also the senior pep rally and Senior Spirit. So we had to figure out the whole schedule, and it was a big old crazy rush to get back, and it was so stressful. But we finally made it back, and I'm also noticing that it is getting darker and darker and darker in this video, so I'm so sorry for the lighting change. But we did that, and it was so hectic, but we made it like 2 minutes to spare to the senior pep rally, and it was so much fun. And then Halloween was that Friday, obviously, and yeah. And another thing is Halloween, and then as far as like November goes, I am just focusing on getting ready for winter exams. I have been trying to, because I've taken AP classes, I have a lot of college credit, but I'm trying to collect some of my college credit. So right now I'm working on collecting math, and then I've just got so much coming up anyways in December and all the things, and there's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and there's just so much going on, and it's hectic and crazy and so much fun. But that is where I've been. This lighting is horrible. That is where I've been, and yeah, so I will be getting back into long form content, definitely. They're not going to be as like often as they once were, but they are definitely going to be, they're going to be there. So thank you so much for listening to me yap about where I've been. I hope to not take another hiatus. I hope to actually come back like One Direction, since they didn't. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching today's video. And I will see you guys again in the next one. Bye, everybody.